Yo guys, Sman here, and today I'm going to be doing the Wants to Journeys 2021 challenge. Before I begin, special thanks to Crasher Plays and Reacts for creating the challenge, and my friend Toy God for tagging me to partake in this challenge. Now, before we begin, there are some rules. Like, for example, I'm only allowed to have one starter, one pseudo-legendary, no mythicals or legendaries, and I'm allowed to have 3 additional Pokemon, aside from my team of 6, to rotate in or out. And I've also did some things a little differently than normal. I wrote a whole story to go along with my journey. So, my character, which is me, I'm going to be using my Minecraft skin that I have, that I used, where it's based off of Go, to represent me, since I don't really have, like, a trainer drawing of myself. But I am going to be going through the region of Sinnoh. So, So for my profession, I want to be a trainer who's working hard to go to the league. But eventually, throughout my journey, there are moments where I want to start that make me want to shift to becoming a Pokemon professor. But of course, like as Gary does, I will still battle for fun. Okay, now when I start my journey, Professor Rowan doesn't have any more starter Pokemons. But he does have an egg. An egg which he gives me, which will eventually hatch into a starter Pokemon. And then, since my egg hadn't hatched, I attempt to catch a Starly, but that fails, and the group of Starly attack me. But the egg then starts to hatch into a shiny Piplup, which will be my starter throughout my journey. Since Piplup is a recently born egg, his personality is like, he acts like a baby, he's afraid of things, and he only really knows tackle. But he definitely loves having fun. And I picked Piplup as my starter because I love penguins, and Piplup's a penguin, and it's a starter, and water is my favorite typing out of every Pokemon, so it all just collaborates into one big reason why I would pick Piplup as my starter. And as for it being shiny, it's because the shiny Piplup is my logo, so branding purposes. Okay, so for my first catch, I'm going to catch a Pichu. And this is why. But of course, Pichu's personality is it's stubborn and has a little bit of a temper. And it'll know the moves Tackle, Thundershock, Tail Whip for starting off with. And I would catch Pichu because it's the pre-evolved form of Pikachu, so I will basically have Pikachu without having Pikachu, is what I'm trying to say. Pikachu's the mascot, and I would love to have like a Pikachu during my journey. Plus, who hates Pikachu? Am I right? Then I'm going to move on to the first gym battle, which will be against Rourke. Of course, I'll lose badly since I only have a Pichu and a Piplup against Rourke's Cranidos. But, I forgot to mention, this takes place during the beginning of Unova, so Rourke has the team that he had used in the fight with Ash, since I'm only starting my journey as Ash finished Sinnoh and all the other regions before Unova. Mostly with Piplup trying to learn some water-type moves. So, as my character, S-Man, is like panicking, what should I do? I run into my travel companion, Sonic Bray, who has a Squirtle. Bray is gonna help me and Piplup learn some water-type moves to defeat Rourke. And even, in the end, we become good friends, so he sticks around with me on my journey. But after this, Piplup learns the move Bubble, which will help, which gives it finally a water-type move to go against rock types and fire types. And then I rematch, and I win the gym battle with Piplup. Then my third catch will be a Ponyta. Ponyta's personality is that it's very strong and fast, but it hates being ridden and put in confined spaces such as a Pokeball, and it loves being free. So during my journey, me and Bray run into a random Ponyta, possibly one on the side of the road that's attacking trainers who get too close. And of course, I try to catch it, and I do end up catching it, but of course, it hates really being in Pokeballs, but I would have to force it to be in one, sadly. And for the reason I picked Ponyta is I like the Rapidash line. I definitely like. I like the theme of fire and pony, and also this is another big reason why I picked it. It's one of the only fire types in Sinnoh. So those are the two reasons I would catch a Ponyta. Then I would meet Scuba, which is another friend of mine. He would have a Score Bunny. I don't know why. When I was making this, I asked him, "Hey, name a starter Pokemon you would want." He said Score Bunny, so I gave him Score Bunny. I wouldn't know what Scuba's goal would be, to be honest. I will let him decide that on his own. But that's leading into the little bit of future video. But Scuba and I will battle. We'll become friends. And then he's gonna ask to travel with us, but since I'm a polite person, I'll accept him. And then I meet my first ever rival, Electro, who is another one of my friends. He will have a Bulbasaur. This is just to give him, since I have a water type, it would be. So me and Bray would have water types. Scuba would have a fire type, and Electro would be a grass type. Plus, grass is stronger against my starter, so it will have some more super effective moves, and it's a resistance against Pichu. Of course, with those two factors, Electro would easily beat me in our first match, of course. Then I would go off to my second gym badge against Gardenia, but since Ponyta is a fire type, I can beat a Gardenia easier. Then I'll meet a fourth Pokemon, a Heracross. Heracross's home would be destroyed by pincers, so I offer it to come along with me on my journey as my friend, since I grew a bond with the Heracross. Heracross is more of like an older sibling type personality who's like always hungry, and it's like definitely going to be very strong, which is going to be my ace for this my journey, and it's more going to be comedic relief. For the reason I picked Heracross is I really like its design, and there's another reason. I love its Mega Evolution, and I love its person. This is a fair reason, of course. I love Ash's Heracross and Go's Heracross. I like them both, so I obviously gonna give myself a Heracross, which is very cool. Then I meet another rival. I came up with her name because her name is Riley, but there's a reason for this later on, which I'm not trying to spoil. She's gonna have a Turtwig and a Mischievous. For our first battle, I'm gonna use Piplup and Pichu, and then we battle, of course. Pichu has a fierce battle with Mischievous, Piplup versus Turtwig. And during the battle, Pichu evolves into Pikachu. Pikachu, of course, then learns Thunderbolt and Quick Attack to take down Mischievous, leading to my win. This is also going to have a big impact as me as a trainer, since I didn't really know about evolution. I knew Pokemon eventually grew stronger, but I didn't know how it was. So I'm fascinated. So my character would be fascinated with the phenomenon of evolution. So he calls the professor, and I decide from there on I want to catch lots of Pokemon and try to evolve them into becoming stronger. Then for the third gym match, it's obviously going to be against Maylene, and I'm going to use Heracross. Heracross is my ace, and then Heracross will be her ace, normal Lucario. Then I'm going to catch my fifth Pokemon, which is an Eevee. So, Eevee's more of a female. I accidentally got a male photo for this, but it's caring, fun-loving, and affectionate, and knows these moves. Then I'm gonna meet Wally and his Mega Gallade. So me and Wally will become like more friendly rivals, like Ash and Sawyer, which I'm being the Sawyer to Wally, of course. So we battle Heracross versus his normal Gallade, but then it Mega Evolves. Of course, also fascinating me because evolutions fascinate me, as seen throughout the journey. Gallade then obviously beats Heracross since Heracross isn't strong enough to beat a Mega. And then, as a gift, Wally would give my character a Mega Stone, Heracrossite. But I don't have a keystone to activate it, so I would have to find one and grow a bond of Heracross to eventually do that. So Mega Evolution would inspire me. So it would inspire me, obviously, since all evolution likes to study. Oh, and also adding on to the evolution thing, since when I catch Eevee, I learned that it has lots of evolutions. So that's obviously gonna make it a hard choice whether which one I should evolve it to. So I'm gonna be studying all the evolutions, similar to how Chloe does in Journeys at the moment. But then I'm gonna have a third side quest besides becoming champion of Sinnoh, where I want to study Mega Evolution and eventually become a master of it. And then I'll rerun into Electro and have a rematch, but this time I'm gonna win since I'm a lot stronger. This also kind of angers Electro to the point where he tries to work harder to defeat me. But during this battle, after this battle, Piplup is going to go through development. It's going to start to mature and learn a lot of new moves, like instead of Bubble, it knows Bubble Beam, and instead of Tackle, it knows Brine, and it also learns Ice Beam, showing that it's growing as a Pokemon. Then I'm going to have my fourth gym battle against... Sorry. Crasher Wake, of course. I'm going to use Piplup and Pikachu, which... Piplup, because he's a water type, will go against Fultzo, and then Pikachu will go against the rest of Crasher Wake's team. Then me and the gang are going to run into the professor, where he's studying Mega Evolution, and eventually he gives me a Mega Ring. Then shortly after, he decides to show us Mega Evolution again in a battle. So we see a battle between the champion Cynthia and the champion Lance using his shiny Gyarados that he catches in the normal series, which he eventually Mega Evolves. This is before the world. This could be two things: either just a friendly battle between champions or a world coronation battle. I would like it to be more of a world coronation battle, like the tease. The show where how it's been going on even before Ash decided to enter it. But Cynthia is going to canonically have a Mega Garchomp too. I'll give her a Mega Garchomp while... Oh wait, nah. Then that wouldn't fit. Alright, I just realized I made a continuity mistake. Ash will be in Kalos during this. That is my bad. I apologize. And then of course... me being the trainer I am, I will have the courage to battle Cynthia in a battle similar to how Ash does, and this will even remind her of Ash, so that's why she accepts. During this, me and Heracross Mega Evolve for the first time, but since it's against a champion, I obviously will lose. Then I'll meet this guy, the Marowak trainer from OG. He's traveling through Sinnoh at the same time, trying to assemble a team. He offers me a deal. If I can catch him a male Ralts, he'll give me a rare Pokemon. I obviously accept, and I catch the male Ralts. And I trade it to him, and he gives me my 6 Pokemon, a Cantonian Farfetched. Its really only purpose is being comedic relief, and it's going to know Leaf Blade, Peck, Brave Bird, and Steel Wing, which are very powerful moves for Farfetched. The reason I chose Farfetched is... This is a reason. I just love Galarian Farfetched. and Ghost, Cantonian, Farfetched. It's just the newer games have made me love Farfetched even, and anime have made me love Farfetched even more. So why wouldn't I have a Farfetched? I can't have a Galarian. Since I can't have a Galarian one, I'll just have a Cant. At the moment, since I'm not in Galar, I'll just have a Cantonian one. Who cares? Then I'll meet Toy God, the person who originally tagged me for this challenge. He is not really that much of a battler, but I will battle him or at the point of the journey I meet him in, he's not really a battler. He's working on his own goal. So, but of course, I'll still challenge him for a battle, and this will be my Mega Heracross's first win against his Dragonite. Though also really Dragonite's also really a cool Pokemon, by the way. I'm happy he chose that's one of his main ones. Then I'll have my 5th gym battle, simple. I'll use Farfetched Eevee and win the match. Then I'm gonna catch my 7th Pokemon, a Gible. Now Gible is comedic relief and it loves the battle, but it gets tired out easily. It knows the moves Dragon Pulse, Dragon Claw, Dig, and Bite. Gible, I chose Gible. I thought of 2 Pokemon I could choose. Dragonite, or first my pseudo-legendary. Dratini, or Gible. And then I realized what region I am. Also, Gible is the pre-evolved form of the Champion's Ace, so if I'm not going to say whether I do or not, I can have a Pokemon to battle the champion with. Then I'm going to reunite with my friendly rival, Riley. Now, and then this is going to start up an arc. We're going to have a short travel arc where I separate with Bray and Scuba, and we make a pact. After we both learn we have eevees, we make a pact to evolve our eevees together. So we obviously go on some travels. We run into Electro, and me and Electro have a battle. Then, being the man the guy I am, I'm gonna impress her by fighting Wally with my Mega Heracross, but I lose. But she's still impressed that I know Mega Evolution, so big dub for me. Now, this is why I named her Riley, because I remember the trainer that weirdly looked like Sir Aaron, the choreo trainer. And during this, I wanted to have a little, instead of just having friendly rivals traveling together, we're going to have a little argument over who gets to catch this Riolu, which in the end I'll end up catching it, but this is the problem with the Riolu. It would much rather go to her because she has a stronger aura than me. So he's very intense in battle. Oh shoot, I accidentally didn't put Riolu there. My bad. Sometimes you make mistakes. It's very intense and has a hatred for me because I lack the correct aura. And it knows the moves Quick Attack, Reversal, Vacuum Wave, and Iron Tail. Riley here has the correct aura, which is why I would rather be with her, but since I took it, I took it. Now, near the end of our travels, we're going to have a battle, but it's going to be around in the middle of the night, and during the battle, both of our eevees evolved, Riley's being right before the sunrise, and mine being after the sunrise. So that means she would get an Umbreon, I would get an Espeon. Now, it's still the caring, fun-loving, affectionate Pokemon it is, and now it knows Psychic move. And then after this evolution, it grows a Psychic bond with me. And the reason I chose Espeon is I've always wanted Ash to catch Espeon. It's one of my favorite evolutions. It's not my favorite. Jolteon is my favorite, but I feel Espeon is definitely a close second, and I felt it would have fit more on my team. Now I finally accomplished one of my side goals of finally evolving Eevee, and I've been working, and that's gonna inspire me more to work hard to finally evolve the rest of my team. And now the short travel ends. I reunite with Bray and Scuba, and then we separate. And now it's time for the 6th gym match. Of course, we're just gonna have a battle with Ponyta, and during this battle, Ponyta finally evolves into Rapidash and wins us the battle. And during this, after its evolution, Rapidash finally accepts people riding it and lets S-Man, and that's not S-Man, lets me start to ride it. It's still very strong, though. And now, for my ninth and final Pokemon, Magby. Alright, Magby was definitely a hard choice. It was either between Magby or Munchlax, but I wanted to have more diverse regions because at the current moment I had two free Kanto, two Johto, and free Sinnoh. So I was trying to like throw in another Johto, make it even between all three regions. I end up accidentally making a mistake soon. Now I'm going to have my 6th gym battle, of course, against Candace, and Magby Evolves into Magmar. Now we have 4 Kanto. But the reason I call it Magby is I really like Magmar, and it's definitely a good fire type, especially Magmortar, which I may or may not have not given myself, sadly. But maybe in the future I can get one off of my in the future of my journeys, of course. And then Magby evolves and wins the gym match, and then we have our final gym battle, where I use Mega Heracross and win. Now this is where the league starts. In the first match, I'm just gonna go through a bunch of qualifying rounds using like the weaker Pokemon like Piplup, Pikachu, and Farfetched. Then another qualifying rounds, Rapidash, Gible, Piplup still. Then Riolu, Magmar, and Espeon. And then this is the final qualifying round that will get me into the main league. It's going to be versus Electro, and I'm going to use Pikachu, Magmar, and Rapidash against whatever Pokemon he chooses to use. I obviously will win, and this will be against an Electro at the moment is like my second greatest rival. So this will be a big accomplishment for me. Then, of course, I'm going to have in the top 16 a battle with Riley. She's going to have Torterra, Miss Magius, and Heracross, where I'm going to use the Riolu that she wanted to catch, Gible, and Espeon. During the battle, Gible evolves into Gabite, which shows how it's grown and its strength, of course. Then my final battle in the top 8 against Wally. I was going to give Wally a full team, but I decided not to, as it's more mysterious and left to the viewers' opinions of what his team should be, since he didn't really have any Pokemon like developed. I didn't really want it to be like in a lawn situation where I throw up together a whole team. Oops, sorry. But during this, I used some of my best Pokemon, Magmar, Espeon, Pikachu, Gabite, Piplup, and Mega Heracross in the final match against his Glade, but sadly I lose to Wally. Now, after I lose, I decide to travel to the Alola region after Professor Rowan tells me about regional forms, which will definitely like pique my interest as little obvious Pokemon things like evolutions and Mega Evolutions pique my interest a lot. But since I'm going to Alola, that means I'm going to have to say goodbye to my traveling companions, Bray and Scuba. But anyways, that's the end of my journey through the Sinnoh region. I don't have any plans for the Alola at the moment, so that's the end of my character in the Pokemon anime. But to continue the fun of this challenge, I'm gonna tag 5 people I really want to see do this challenge. Bray, Entity Maze, which will probably where he might do it, but it won't be from my tag. Wind XD 354, which he probably won't do it either, to be honest. But then I'm going to do Electro, who we see throughout it, and Scuba, which is another friend we see throughout it, which is why I didn't really give those 3 teams, Bray, Scuba, and Electro, because I want them to do this challenge for themselves and have fun with it. But anyway, guys, that was S-Man signing off now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for more Pokemon content in the future, and goodbye.